So we're just gonna wait another minute, everybody, to see if a few more people to come in. I have a volunteer for today and she doesn't seem to be here yet. So hopefully she will get here. My name is Denise Arminio, for all of you that are new joining. And I am a certified emotion code, body code practitioner. And I have been using the Genius app for about 2 years now, and I love it. And I also have Claire with me here today. It was helping me answer questions. So we'll try to get to as many questions as we can. If I don't answer them, Claire will be answering them in the chat. So please put them in there. I'm also going to type in my email address in here for everybody, so you have it. In case you want to send me any questions or you have things you want to go over in some of these lives, please email me any of your suggestions. What is my website? Well, my personal website, I don't have one. I've been working on that, but you can email me at Denise@InsideHealthApps. And then of course there's InsideHealthApps.com is the main website.
And
But my last name is, I'll give you my last name. I'm typing it in the chat here. You can also find me on Facebook, and it's Denise Arminio.
Also the Insight Health Apps Help Hub is a good place to catch either Denise, Connie, or myself. Who will answer on there any technical difficulties.
I don't know if anybody can hear me, but I can't get my screen up.
It's not vital, Liz, so if you're okay with that and you can still hear us, then all is well.
Yes, and can I just say, I tried to register this morning on my phone and I couldn't. And then when I tried to register on my desktop this evening, I could.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know. It's really strange. Some people can register on their phone, but not on their laptop.
Mine's
And
an iPhone, if that makes any difference.
and maybe that's the difference. And then some people can't log on their phone, but they can on their laptop. So there doesn't seem to be a reason for it. But just wondering, I just want to check my emails because I have a volunteer who has not shown up yet. And I just want to, hopefully it is not a time zone issue.
On that subject, could I make a request, please? How many people are here from the UK or Europe?
You and me, Liz, that I know of.
I was going to say, for those of us who are sort of mathematically challenged, it would be quite useful to have it on the time. At 7 o'clock, I was sitting here waiting and I thought, there's something wrong here. They can't be as late as this. And then I redid my math and it's wrong time.
Worked it out. Okay, so we need a time zone converter on there.
So again, hello to everybody who is here. Liz, I am going to turn your microphone off. Just
Okay.
muting everybody just so that there's no background noise. And we'll give it another minute, and then if anybody wants to volunteer as a backup volunteer, I know that I did have, I don't know if he is here. There was, let me just check my emails. Oh,
Yes.
hold on. Naomi's saying she can't find the Zoom link.
I just emailed.
Michaela, help. What do I send her?
I sent her the meeting ID, and just to go to her Zoom, press join and then just enter the meeting ID and she should be able to get in.
You sent it to Naomi already?
Yeah, yeah, I just emailed her right now.
Oh, okay. So hopefully she should have that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna unmute now.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna mute myself.
She's there. She's coming in.
Oh, great. Okay, so I'm going to, where is Naomi now? Naomi, are you with us?
If you could unmute yourself, Naomi.
I'm not seeing everybody. Hold on. Naomi, if you can hear us, can you say something in the chat? Because I can't hear you or see you. Oh, she's must have got bounced out.
Okay, she's coming back in, hopefully.
Are you here now, Naomi?
I see a picture. If you can
Yeah. Oh, let me,
unmute
I
yourself.
just asked to unmute her. Oh, and here's her picture. Naomi.
Sorry,
Oh, there you are.
there we. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I was getting worried. So, all right, well, we're gonna get this party rolling here since it's already 10 after 2. Sorry. Thank you everybody for being patient and waiting. Naomi volunteered to be a volunteer today. So welcome, Naomi. And I already have you set up on the main screen here, if you could see it.
I do.
And briefly, Naomi, do you want to tell us what you want to work on, or do you want me to?
No, we might as well, cut to it. I had I slipped on the ice and cracked my head on my upper right side. No, a huge bruise, but no break. And it was in Oregon. I live in Arizona. I needed to drive home, so I did not go to ER or anything. I actually just came back from the doctor and I've been referred to MRIs and blah, blah. So I have a floater, a big floater that I'm seeing now in my eye. So I'm going to go see the ophthalmologist tomorrow. I really feel like I'm fine, but a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, you've got to go to see somebody." So
Well,
here I
we'll
am.
look. I'll see if there's anything in any of the vision libraries I have for a floater. Maybe we could help clear that up for you. Any
Thank you.
pain, physical pain anywhere from the fall?
No, no. I had a cold at the time, and that manifested into an asthmatic exacerbation. And the treatment protocol for that is Z-Pak, which is antibiotic, and prednisone. So I'm doing that on the third day into that. So I really feel okay. I'm functional
So you have shortness of breath from,
a little bit. Yeah.
okay. So we can look at your lungs and see what's going on in there and see if
Thank
there's
you.
anything in there. Any emotional stress, worries?
No, I mean I'm a little concerned about this, but I'm I'm really okay.
Okay. So you can see the floater now, like how would you rate it on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being severe?
Well, I would say that it's an 8. You
An
know,
8.
uh-huh. It's a dark blob that is an irregular edge. I mean, I have floaters,
And
and I
it's in
was
your
scheduled
left eye?
my
Your
right
right
eye.
eye. Okay.
I'm scheduled for cataract surgery anyway next week, as a result of going through lots of tests and everything. But now this, I don't know.
All right. Well, let's get going and see what we can uncover.
Thank you, Denise, very much.
You're welcome.
I
You're
feel
welcome.
auspicious timing.
So I have your name in here, your birth date. Female is marked off, so I'm going to hit next here, right on the bottom. For those of you who are not really familiar working with the Genius, I'm going to hit OK here. I'm going to quickly take a screenshot of you, Naomi. So just be patient here. And it's, there we go. Oh, whoopsies. So now I'm just going to take an audio clip of you. So I'll count you down. I'll say 3, 2, 1, begin. And at that point, can you please say your full name, A-E-I-O-U, and repeat A-E-I-O-U until the 15 seconds is up. You ready?
Mhm.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, begin.
Naomi Lake, A-E-I-O-U, 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 A-E-I-O-U.
Great. Now, for anybody who is not familiar with the Voice Harmonics, which is down here on the bottom left, that actually, if you click on that, you would hear what your voice sounds like when it's converted into a frequency. I will play that, but it's usually a very low pitch, so you may not hear it that well coming through on the Zoom, but we'll try. Can you hear it? No? On off.
Sounds
It's just very low pitched. Anyway, that's what that is, if you're wondering what it is. So now I'm just going to hit next. And I'm going to hit continue. And one thing I just wanted to mention while we're in here, in case anybody is wondering or they heard about the Quanta Capsule, that's an app that works together with the Genius. And a lot of times the clients will use it. The practitioners will send clients their frequencies after a session. And so when they have the Quanta Cap, they can upload their audio and a picture of themselves, similar to like what I just did with you, Naomi, but it would go right to the Quanta Capsule. And then when I hit import Quanta profile, it automatically populates. So it's really nice and works pretty seamlessly. So just to let you know what that little button is up top is for. Now we've already loaded your picture into my photos, so I'm going to hit existing photo. And there you are. And I'm going to hit begin analysis here on the bottom. And continue. And Naomi, would you like to, do you have an affirmation you would like to use, or do you want me to add one for you?
how about I am fully aligned with divine right purpose and vitally great health.
In vitally what?
Great health.
Ah, nice. Okay, so I just added that. And so what that does is that will be a frequency that is like an overlay when all the other frequencies are running. So that affirmation, the frequency or archetype will be playing when all the other frequencies are being played. So now I'm going to hit begin analysis, but just to give you an idea, anybody who is just on a trial, you will not have libraries here. And that's because you haven't either purchased any or created any. So you would just see biofield, body, and mind. And they're alphabetized right now, but once we hit begin analysis, you'll see them all shuffled, and that's because the genius will show you the order of priority or where the genius is seeing the most disturbance in what category. So for you, Naomi, it's actually seeing your biggest disturbances in some of the libraries that I have. That doesn't mean there aren't disturbances anywhere else, but we'll look in there. Now, just to give a little bit of background, the genius works on a value number system from 0 to 777. 0 to 100 is represented by the color blue. You could see her with the chakra. And those values typically would be like chronic disturbances. So you've had that energetic disturbance for a longer period of time. It can also represent stagnant energy or like under energy in Chinese medicine. Then from 101 to about the 450 range, you have green. And then from where green leaves off and yellow picks up, it's at mid 400 level and it goes to about 680-ish. And then from 680 to 777 is red, and red would be more acute disturbance. So it's happening more presently. And it could also be observed to be heat or inflammation. So the other thing that we notice on the left-hand side are these like double arrows. And that's just to let us know that we can go deeper. So if we click on the colored line, it will just give us more information. We go one level deeper. Before I start getting on any further, though, I do want to look at your aura picture, your before aura picture, Naomi. So it looks gray like this before you do the analysis. So we're just going to hit begin analysis. It will come back. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Anyway, so here we can see typically what I look for is bright, vibrant colors. So what this is showing me is muddy, kind of grayish yellow, some purple, but probably more stagnant energy in there. Unless for some reason you're running the genius and you're running it all the time. Sometimes I see almost like a circle effect with like gray on the top. And it's just when you have running a lot of frequencies, it's just kind of like almost like a processing type appearance. But this kind of looks to me like there's energy that's like not moving. So hopefully we can break through that and move that for you. Let me just take a picture of it quickly. And now we can just go one arrow back. Now, what I normally do for myself when I do sessions with people is after I take that aura picture, I click on the system overview and I go into the general overview. And what this is basically everything that was just on that first page, the system overview, but you can view it in its expanded form, and it puts all the items in chronological order. So you'll be able to see, I'll hit begin analysis right here. You'll be able to see what the very, like these are all your ones with your top disturbance. There's 777 and 775. So of everything that was in that system overview, these are the ones that have the highest disturbance. And it keeps going down, obviously, until you get all the way down to the bottom end of the scale. And you can flip that easily by hitting general overview again. And now you'll see all your blues or your values between the 0 and 100. And of course, if you keep going, you'll get your greens and your yellows, but there's pages here because there's so many. But what this is telling us right now is your kidney, there's a point on your kidney meridian that's been out a balance for a while, your stomach meridian point, the emotion of apathy, liver point, this herb, cordyceps, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, myrrh, your conception vessel. So we have more meridian points here, and then we see grounding. So just gives us a little bit of information. And then again, with the values that are red, you have your gallbladder meridian, the emotion of remorse, respiratory, which that actually makes a lot of sense given what you just told us before we started. Generally, emotions seem to be, as a general field, there's a disturbance there, and two herbs, and then again, more meridian. So let's move the toggle up top. Right now it says 15 minutes, but if I click on it again, it will say 0, and we will hit a quick balance. So a quick balance is only going to run the frequencies of those that are red and blue. But in this case, because there are hundreds in here, we're actually running the frequencies on lots of items. Hopefully, I like to usually see like 40% rectification, but if we only get to 20, that's still a good number as well. So you got 40% rectification. So yeah.
Where do you see the 40%? Where do you see the 40%?
On the bottom here, can you see where my cursor
I
is?
see, I see. And you hit to just have that a short time, you use the toggle
I
on the
put it
right.
on 0
Okay.
minutes.
Okay.
And 0 minutes can actually, it will run until you stop it. So I have on occasion run the Genius overnight for some people. I tend to find that if someone's dealing with more acute issues like a recent fall, or if I'm helping someone that has COVID symptoms, or any kind of like just recent injury, I will try to run it for them overnight, and I seem to get have success doing that for them. So I would put it on 0 minutes, and it will run about 500 minutes, which is, I think, like close to 8 hours. So you just want to be mindful of that, because sometimes once it gets to that cutoff point, it will close out, and then you won't see any of your rectification numbers. So just be mindful, like when you start, just to, get there before the 500 minutes is up. So now I'm just going to arrow back And so now I'm pretty happy with whatever there is here, because you had a 40% rectification and that was on like hundreds of items. Although I don't know specifically which ones they are, it's still a great number. That is a probability, but needless to say, 40%, hopefully all harmonized. I will go in and look. I always will go into spiritual protection, and I like to put all the items from spiritual protection, and I'm just hitting red, yellow, green, and blue, and that will add all of them into the main hold tray. Down at the bottom, there should be 11. And I'm going to run that quickly.
Quick question here for you.
Yep.
Teresa's asking why don't you use the harmonic waveform? I think she's probably picked up on the sounds. They sound quite sharp.
I'm just using the default ones right now. So, I tend to usually always go with the default.
Okay.
I don't know if that answers your question. But anyway, I'm going to put this on 1 minute and hit all and see if we can hopefully clear all those. I do find sometimes in here that if you run it like 1 minute and rescan it a couple of times, that it's effective, especially in sometimes breaking up that aura. And one area that I will always work with, no matter where it falls, like what color, is grounding. And that's because if we're not in the present moment, we're going to have anxiety or worry or depression. So it's really important to be grounded. Go for walks outside, hug a tree.
Is it important to listen to the sounds?
Say that again. I'm sorry, Naomi.
Is that important? Is it important to listen to the sounds, or can that be muted?
It can be muted. When I work with clients, I typically work with them over text. I don't do it on a Zoom, just because I want them relaxing and have them not worried about everything that's showing up. So they're getting the frequencies through the quantum field, but I mute the sound so I don't have
I
to
see. Okay.
listen to
Let's-
it, but you
it's
still
not
get the benefit
particularly-
of them. But for some people, you're also getting the hearing the frequency. So there is a benefit to hearing it, but I still have success with people when they're not hearing it. So
Okay.
I don't know how to quantify that for you, but
Okay, I just wondered what you did. I don't listen to it or have my clients listen to it either. So thank
so
you.
you're welcome.
Generally.
I'm going to just put this on 0. I'm going to run it for 30 seconds. Whoops. A lot of times if psychic attack pops up in like high, I find a lot that someone will have physical pain with that. So if you have physical pain, I would use the spiritual protection often, and just make sure that you run it so that the psychic attack is getting pretty good rectification on it. The other thing I just wanted to point out is please make sure you're drinking water. I find this often if I'm running the frequencies, that if I find that the rectification is in the teens, like if I keep running it and it's like 11% or 12% and it doesn't seem to go up, often I find that the client is dehydrated. So definitely be mindful and take notice of that. You will dehydrate quicker too. And if you're dehydrated, it could give you a headache. So it's not necessarily that the frequencies are giving you a headache, but that being a little bit dehydrated is giving you a headache. I'm just going to check out your aura quickly here to see if it made any of a difference. Hopefully it will look better. So more color is coming in. It's still, pale. I would still want to see it brighter, but I do think that that looks better than it looked before. A lot of that grayness has left. So that's good. I would always like to look at meridians, and I will always put in the governing meridian, and I like to put in the last point, which is governing point 28, and the first point, which is GV1. Now, I know what that point is because I'm familiar with it, but if you look on these little charts, or you can just look what the highest number is to get that first and last point. Obviously, the first point is always going to be 1, and some meridians have a lot more points than others. So you just have to sort through it a little bit. And then the governing vessel, let's see, CV1 and CV24. Did I miss it? Oh, here it is. And so these two meridians are the meridians. The conception vessel runs from your pubic bone up to your lip, and the governing vessel goes from your upper lip all the way back to your coccyx point. So it's really running all that main energy. So those are two really important meridians to make sure that you have the flow of energy, and getting the first and last point a lot of times will just help push through anything that may be stuck in between. It doesn't always work, but it's a good place to start. You can add these two. I'm not going to add the points, but we can definitely add the kidney meridian and the two red ones that were there. Then Nogiers, I always like to add Nogier G, which is like the universal Nogier. And Nogiers, for anybody who aren't familiar with it, are Dr. Nogier identified that your organs and your glands all have a frequency. So each one of these frequencies here relate to a different area. So for you, Naomi, Nogier C is musculoskeletal, tendons, ligaments, and adrenals. So again, that makes a lot of sense given you had a fall and you might have had ligaments and other areas involved. Nogier A, which is, a lot of times we want to add those values that are below 200 or above 600. So like A has to do with energy in the eyes. So given the floaters, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. We want to add in A. Nogier D has to do with brain balance. So again, you had a fall on the head. That may be something that's relevant for you. We can look at the Savagio tones. And these are frequencies again, but they have more of a spiritual aspect to them. So these frequencies work with, clearing, like returning to spiritual order. So we can add that in. I always work with 528, which is the frequency for transformation and miracles and DNA repair. And we can add the two red ones up at top as well. Again, if you didn't feel like adding them in, there's those reds and blues we would have gone through when we were doing the general overview. So there's a good chance that those may have already cleared already. So if you don't get to them, I wouldn't be too worried. We can look at today's stress for you. And we're seeing the kidneys, the liver, some inflammation. acid, adrenal. I would put those in just again, just to help with what's going on with you today. Could also add inflammation. I'll add virus. Not that I'm concerned with it, but just because they're above 600. I will definitely want to look at spinal energy for you, especially given a fall. And that's because you want all the, oops. All the vertebrae, all the signals from your nerves are flowing out from each of those vertebrae. So you can see them all listed here in the order that they appear on our spine. But if we hit high to low, it's going to order it reds, yellows, greens, and blues. So I'm going to add in everything 600 and above and 200 and below here. And again, we can just look at this for you and just see what's coming up because it's kind of validating when you see. I'm using these success cards, which are really helpful. So thoracic 12. That the body connection is the small intestine and lymphatic circulation. It also harmonizes the spine for gas pains or muscle or joint aches. And the emotional connection is not wanting to truly live and embrace all life has to offer. And thoracic 6, the body connection is the stomach. It harmonizes indigestion, reflux, food sensitivities. I don't know if that resonates at all with you. And the emotional connection there would be constant worry or stuffed emotions. So, but we've added those in. And we can move down to mind. In the mind, I always want to look at emotion and the Bach flower essence. So I am going to add in your reds and blues, and also I'm adding the 600 and above, especially because if you remember when we did the general overview, emotion generally showed up as one of your high, I believe it was red. So let's add them in. Sometimes because there are a lot of emotions in here, you might want to just run just the emotions and the Bach flower essences by themselves in the main whole tray. I'm going to drag the whole line for emotional in because this line itself was that 774, so it was very high. And now add your reds and your blues and your 600s and above. If anybody has any questions, I don't mean to be, if I'm dragging some of these quickly, but I just want to get to all of this.
There aren't any as yet in the chat.
Who did?
There aren't any as yet in the chat.
Oh, okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go into libraries and see what comes up. So I'll hit that and I'll hit begin analysis. Sorry, it takes a little bit of time because I have a lot of libraries.
That's great.
So Denise, you know how you put the I think it was the full
Like emotion?
yeah, emotion down. Do you not do that with the governing meridian or the concept?
I did. I pulled governing meridian and the 2 points and conception vessel and the 2 points. I believe I did. We can check here, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, governing meridian and the 2 points and
Right.
then.
Okay, yes, so it's well covered.
Mhm.
It all.
So vision, let's see. I'm just gonna, I think I have something with floaters in here, which is why I wanted to look quickly. Oh, eye floaters. I know I had them. Now that's 556, but again, sometimes you have to kind of go with your gut on this stuff because it may very well only be 556 here. But once you have it into the main whole tray, when the genius looks at everything like its relationship to everything, a lot of times those can turn and be highs. So don't, go with your gut. If you see something that is in a normal, not, I don't want to say normal range, but not, it doesn't look like there's a lot of disturbance to it, put it in. It can't help. It can't hurt putting it in. I'm going to go back out now and do some of these other libraries here. Here we have eye floaters again up at the top. So you never know. You said you're going for cataracts too, right? So maybe
Mhm.
some of this stuff would help. Oops, there were no reds. So there's all these. One thing that's really nice with the Genius is you don't, if you're creating libraries, a lot of times you're going to know what each line means. But if you're purchasing libraries and you don't know what things mean, it doesn't really make a difference. As long as you're able to identify where there's disturbance and work through that, you're still going to have success there. So, whoops. And now I just wanted to go in. So here's a little group of different libraries. I just wanted to go into here to see. I might have pain in here. Let's do some pain to get for your head or injury repair. We can.
Nerve repair might be good.
Yeah, I put that one in.
Oh, good.
And we could add these blue ones. Bone repair, in case I find that when you bruise a bone, that's like the hardest. Bone bruises take so long to heal. Oh, so here's a concussion protocol. Not to say that you had a concussion, but some of these items might be important for you to look at, or you could have had a concussion at some other point in time. And I'm just gonna look and see what's on the bottom here. So your muscles aren't aching you or anything?
No, not now. I had it was the beginning of a long 20-hour drive home on icy roads. So I was tight when I got home, but I've loosened out now,
Okay.
relatively.
Hi, this vessel library showed up, so I just put all those in because you always want to have good blood flow. So we have about 175 line items in there. Let's do an analysis here and see how we're doing. So we have the medulla comes up, the emotion, wonder. This is an herb, your governing vessel, Bach flower essence. So I like to run all for 1 minute and then rescan it and do that twice and then run all the highs for 3 minutes. So let's do that. I realized I put it on 0 minutes. Sorry, guys. So you had 28% rectification on that. I'm gonna rescan it and then I'll hit all again. And then we'll do 3 minutes. Do you feel it in your eyes by any chance? I saw Naomi, I saw your eyes closed. I didn't know if you can if you feel the frequencies as they're running.
I feel the frequencies throughout my whole body, throughout
Oh,
my
good.
field. My floater is still there.
Well, we haven't finished yet, so maybe we'll have to do that. If there were any questions at all. Okay, so 55% rectification on that. That's amazing. So now we're going to run it again and hopefully we've cleared out some of this and now we'll just run the highs for 3 minutes. We have some eye areas up there at the top, so.
I ran mine the other night because of my and following morning it had got to 49%.
There, you have to wait because if I turn
Oh,
the
you can't hear
sound
it.
down, then I can't hear you even
No
less.
worries. I was thinking that other people could possibly hear me.
Oh,
Barely.
Okay.
yeah, I'm sorry. It's
No
I don't know
worries.
if you can hear me, but with the two sounds I can't hear. Drinking water, Naomi.
I need to drink more. Thank you. I just have to remember to do that. I'm not a water drinker.
Yeah, it's really important. It really enhances the benefit with the frequencies. Hydrated you are. Oh, it's 35 seconds. So 45%. So that's really good. I'm really happy with that. So now let's go and see your aura and see if we've made additional progress here. So it's kind of like so-so, and that happens a lot when we're working with a lot of frequencies. But I like going after I work with a lot of frequencies, then use I like to use the gemstones to help see if I could break that up. So I would work with that right now. I wouldn't put it in the main whole tray. I would just do a quick balance on these. And I have it on 0 minutes, so maybe we'll give it like 35 seconds and see if that helps. And if that doesn't help, maybe I'll do a flower essence. I don't think it's showing me the percentage there. How is your eye by any chance?
You know, the floater feels like it's changed color to be more translucent than
Oh,
dark.
interesting.
I know.
That's interesting.
I
So,
know.
well, here you can see it is starting to break up a little bit. We're seeing more of just green, which is a nice, that's your heart chakra healing color, but there's still, you see some of this. So let's see if we could just add in before we wind down here. Let's just do the flower essences, and I'll do that on a quick balance, about 35 seconds. have a Quanta Cap?
No, I don't.
You wanted to get the free trial of it, I could send you these frequencies. Maybe it would help a little bit more with your eye.
Okay, great. How do I do that?
Claire, maybe can you send what's your email? Can you put it in the chat, and Claire or Connie maybe can send you the link for the Quanta Cap trial? Thanks, Connie. And let's see how your aura is doing. So that's looking much better now. You see the aura, the color is coming in brighter. There's still a little spot here, but the way the energy is moving, as you look at it, it's moving from right to left. So the color is starting to come in much brighter. I think, in my opinion, it looks much better than it did before. I'm sure you could see
Really?
a difference
Yes.
in that. So we're just about at the top of the hour, but if Naomi, thank you so much for being so patient and for being a volunteer. And if you just want to fill out, register for the Quanta Cap, and you probably set it up with the email that you have your Genius set up with. And as soon as that's done, if you want to email me, my email at Denise at Inside Health Apps.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's in the top of this chat here. And I'll send you these frequencies. So maybe you can get a little bit more.
Okay, so just to reiterate then, I will look in my email. I have two emails. I'm hoping that I'm registered with my Genius through the email that I posted there. I don't know. Email has been sent, so I can see if I got it and then fill out
So
the
see
form.
if you got it, and I will I'll send it to you so people can see how easy it is by sending it. But I do want to send you all the frequencies, so I'm just going to play this just for a minute. And then oh, well, you're all logged in? You
To
need to
my
be logged in and registered. I can try sending it now, but if you're not,
logged into
the Quanta Capsule, like
um,
you have to install it. So I won't be able to send these to you until you're actually
Connie's saying
Okay.
she downloaded it.
download it. Yes, thank you. That's
So where do I go to download it? Just in my
Connie
app?
sent you the email with the link.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't have it yet. I can't, I don't have it yet.
Well, I don't want you to feel rushed on while you're on the Zoom. So we can log off on the Zoom. It was really, enjoyed as always working with you and answering everybody's questions, and look forward to seeing everybody next week, Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. It's 7 o'clock for you, Claire, in the UK?
7 p.m. Yeah.
7 p.m. So again, if you have any questions or you want to volunteer, although I do have another volunteer who emailed me after Naomi. So if he is available next week, he will be the volunteer for next week. Unless something changes, and then I'll take someone else's. But again, thank you as always. And Naomi, just email me if you have a problem.
Okay, it looks like I am, so I'll try to figure it out.
Okay, we can, Connie, maybe you can also help Naomi with that, and I will just, I won't close out of my Genius yet until I know that you're logged on, and then I'll send you these frequencies.
Oh, I feel so grateful. I thank you so much. As I
You're
said, this
welcome.
is absolutely auspicious that this timing came through. So I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome, and I'm so
Thank you.
grateful too. And hopefully, let us know how it goes when you go for your cataracts. Who knows? Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe you can
they'll be all
avoid having
gone.
any kind of surgery. That would
Yeah,
be amazing.
really.
So keep us
Okay.
posted.
Okay. I'll work on this and try to uh, get it, figure it out.
Yeah, well, just come again. Either Connie or myself or Claire can help you if you have any problems.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
All
Thank you.
righty. I'm going to stop the recording now. I think.